Any job that has a direct impact on our children is integral to our province. Early childhood educators help to shape young minds and leave a mark on our children's hearts. They play a crucial role in the healthy development of every child through the attachment bonds they make and the trust that builds. It is vital that we pay these important workers a fair and realistic wage so that they are able to stay in their jobs and feel a sense of security. So I was glad to see government make a commitment to creating a long-term plan for increasing early childhood educator wages in the spring budget. Question to the Minister of Education and Lifelong Learning: when will your long-term plan for early childhood educators be released?
The Honourable Minister of Education and Lifelong Learning.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And again, I got to thank the member for raising that. It's such an important area, and it's something that really is one of the underlying, one of the core philosophies, I think, of this government. And we're looking at the first 1,000 days initiative, and then we've got the pre-kindergarten program, and that's all about early childhood and making this work. And in terms of the long-term plan, Mr. Speaker, we made great strides with the Early Childhood Development Association and our other partners. And Mr. Speaker, I'm looking forward to perhaps having a short-term announcement in the very near future. And the long-term plan, Mr. Speaker, I'm going to say that it's going to take just a little bit longer, but look for it early in the new year.
The Honourable Member from Charlottetown, Victoria Park.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Government also committed to increasing wages for workers in the Chances Best Start program. However, a constituent of mine was told by the Minister of Education and Lifelong Learning, as was I, that there will not be any wage increases for Chances beyond April 2020. Question to the Minister: why are you only committing to a one-time wage increase for Chances workers?
The Honourable Minister of Education and Lifelong Learning.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, of course, the Chances delivers the Best Start program, which is, again, a fundamental program for helping our children in this province, and it's going to be part of this first 1,000 days initiative, Mr. Speaker. And so I think what's going on there, Mr. Speaker, is our long-term plan, as we already know, is looking at multi-year wage plan for early childhood educators, Mr. Speaker, and the Best Start program is all part and parcel of that, Mr. Speaker, and so that's why we're not committing to specifically wage increases in the long term to Best Start workers, but we're saying we're going to have a long-term plan for everyone working in the early childhood sector. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member from Charlottetown, Victoria Park.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd be curious to hear them why they are excluded and the $150,000 funding that was given to them for 1 year is being clawed back for next year. And I'm wondering how we can expect people to stay in this important career if we do not provide secure and predictable wages. When in opposition, the Minister of Finance fought tooth and nail to have Chances open in her district. Question to the Minister of Finance: are you prepared to explain to the Chances in your district and your constituents that your government will not guarantee proper wages for their workers?
The Honourable Minister of Finance, Deputy Premier, and Status of Women.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, yes, I did fight tooth and nail for my district. That's my job. It's made a huge difference in the Belfast community for young parents. I will defer to the Minister of Education when asking questions about education, but I will say there was no clawback on the money for early childhood workers.